When I pulled out, she let loose a wave of crap all over her parents' couch. I puked on her, she puked on the couch. What kink did you think you had until you tried it? F here. Riding my partner like a real champ. Felt amazing. I was feeling a little extra hot and I told him to slap me across the face. He did. And I instantly burst into tears. Haha, this made me think of that one post about some dude paying a hooker to crap on him because he thought he was into that. Thought I had a foot fetish until I actually tried playing with my girlfriend's feet. Turns out I just like how pretty feet look from a distance. For some reason a foot job always seemed hot, but in all my experiences none of them were good, and the risk of being accidentally kicked in the balls stressed me out. Outdoor sex. Got a 2-inch splinter of wood shoved right up my ass cheek, that is. Knowing me, decided to try it again. I ended up with half of my leg covered in poison ivy. And no, dumb 17 years old me didn't see any poison ivy around before the deed. Being tied up. I like it when my partner is tied, but I can't be. Just not as much as a turn on as I thought it would be. Being called daddy. First time banging this girl I met a bar, she goes right into "duck me daddy." I always thought it would be hot to hear, but nope. Instant boner kill. My mind immediately went to, oh crap, she might have some serious issues. Turns out I was right too. Having a, willing of course, sex slave. I thought it would be hot as hell to have a naked girl in the apartment following my every command. In the end though, it just felt awful. Instead of suck my ducking dick bitch. It was suck my dick now. If you want to. Please? I don't know if it's a kink per se, because it's kind of mainstream, but threesomes just aren't as fun as I thought. The pressure to make sure everybody was having a blast kind of ruined it for me. Don't want anybody to feel left out, you know? Pegging. Men's buttholes are just so weird looking, and because it wasn't my penis, so I didn't feel anything. Wasn't what I thought it would be. He ended up crapping on my bed. Wouldn't do again. Not sure if this qualifies as a kink? But, like many people, I once thought that bigger was better in the penis department. And then I slept with a few people who had big dicks. 1. Ow. 2. Freaking ow. No thanks. Not into it. Now I'm with a guy who fits me perfectly, in a physical sense, although we're compatible in other ways too, and it's the best sex I've ever had. Not too big. Not too small. Just right. Piss. Even if you're cool with it during the act, the second you get off you realize you're just covered in piss. And if you're like me, you try it again just to be sure and want to bang your head into a wall because you can never be unpissed on. Burning. I had an ex who was really into burning with candle wax. Not the massage candles, legit candle wax. Made a huge mess and burned a lot. I was fine with this and even had a lot of fun. The problem is, she was a sadomasochist who loved causing pain. I am okay with this, but it led to one time where she poured candle wax over me while I was tied up. I have chest hair. This was all well and good at the time, and I didn't even mind that my hair would have to be ripped out later. In her excitement, she also decided it would be appropriate to put a freshly snuffed match against my frenulum. I would avoid this, and I do not recommend it. Since then I am not enticed or aroused by candle wax anymore. Gang bangs. I didn't actively dislike it, but 4 dudes jerking semi-hard cocks watching you duck is a little weird. I was mostly shocked by the lightheartedness and jovial atmosphere. You want to turn in her ass? Sure. Thanks man, absolutely. Let me get out of the way. Edit. When the whole thing was wrapping up, the chick was on her knees with everyone jerking off into her face, and one guy almost blew his nut on my shoe. I said something to the effect of "Watch the shoes, man." To which everyone, her included, started cracking up. Just to further illustrate the jovial atmosphere. I thought I was into girls that scratched you and bit you. I mean, I'm still into girls that bite, but I was dating a girl in high school, and she was big into scratching. I really should have seen the signs that she wasn't going to be gentle. She was just this cute, tiny girl. I was half a foot taller, bigger and tough. No way she could hurt me, right? Nope. Dead wrong. I like to think I have a pretty high pain threshold, but she enjoyed hurting me. She'd scratch me up hard when we were making out. She'd get carried away and I didn't want to seem like a wuss, so I didn't say anything about it. My back looked like I'd been attacked by a raccoon. Ducking someone who was cheating on her boyfriend. We were friends with benefits before, but then she got a boyfriend. A few weeks later, she still contacted me. Going at her place, I thought it was hot, but then all I kept thinking about was him and how he was probably in love with her and how crushed his heart would be if he knew. There's nothing sexy or phantasmagorical about that, I thought. I had a panic attack, left, cut contact with her, and now I just feel dirty. Every bit deserved though. Edit. I realized it after the deed. I'm not good, but I learned from my mistakes. Ice cream. She got me nice and hard and then laid out scoops of ice cream around my tower of power. But that frozen dessert shrunk my balls, froze my cock, and then started melting down my ass crack, and pretty soon my ass was sticky. She tried her best to lick everything up, but that didn't make things any better. Worse was that it went on the bed sheets, and we had to clean everything up, which took up all our day. No one got to coom that day. Pegging and milking. It was ducking exhausting. I felt like, why haven't you coom already, I'm bored. After an hour of licking, positions, thrusting, titalizing the taint, spanking, fingering, Crisco, blah, blah, blah. I felt blessed as a woman and had a new respect for the endurance people had to get me off. Ducking a girl in her ass. When I pulled out, she let loose a wave of crap all over her parents' couch. I puked on her, she puked on the couch. It was like we were doing a two-person performance of The Aristocrats. The smell could have choked a donkey. Like a week ago, my boyfriend and I were doing some really rougher sex, and he shoved my panties into my mouth. I wasn't prepared and had my tongue kind of up, so he pushed the underwear in with force, under my tongue, forcing it up and back farther than it was supposed to go. I felt a pop and pain, and, yeah, he tore my frenulum under my tongue. I know how heartbreaking it can feel to hurt the person you love, even on accident, and on top of that I was otherwise super into the sex, so I just kind of readjusted my mouth, the underwear, and my tongue, so it didn't really hurt for the time being, and just rolled with it. Had some awesome sex. It was super hard to tell him after, because it was otherwise really hot and passionate and I felt worse for him than I did about my mouth, but I needed someone to look, because if it was bad I'd have to go to a doctor or something. It's all good, mostly healed now. But I really otherwise liked what we were doing and didn't want to ruin it for future sessions, plus I wanted to avoid that, oh god I'm a piece of crap feeling so bad. I had a big thing for older women, and I had also always wanted to hook up with a woman I met on a plane, the latter more of a goal than a fetish. Finally in my mid-20s it happened, and I hit it off with a woman 16 years my elder that I met on a flight and got her number. Yada, yada, yada. After a few weeks of hooking up later, I was over for a visit when the ex-husband decided to drop off the kids, 12, 14, and 16, an hour early. We were caught mid-act, and the oldest girl almost walked in on us before the door was slammed in her face by her mom. To make matters worse, it was right around the start of the school year, and the dad was dropping off desks or something. While I was quarantined in the bedroom and freaking out, the coog had to come up to get my keys to move my car so the ex-husband could back his truck into the driveway. I never saw the guy, but he 100% knew I was there, and that was super awkward. Finally, after what felt like an eternally long time to bring in some desks, the ex left, and I proceeded to do the walk of shame in front of her kids. I don't know who had the bigger crap-eating grin, her 14-year-old son, or me when I entered his mom for the first time. Either way, that seemed like a fitting end to the fling to me, and that was the last we saw of each other. Outdoor sex. I absolutely loved outdoor sex in fantasy. In reality, the beach is super cold and windy. Blankets are hard to keep on. Bums walk up to you randomly even though you swear no one was around. Sand. Sand everywhere. Non-erotic walk back to car. Disgruntled going home. Hopefully not a night killer. In the woods is pleasant at first, but then the bug bites start. The cold nips your skin, bark is rather rough and has ants. Feeling secluded yet not isolated, always wondering if someone will walk by. Splinters and rocks that are pointy jabbing into random parts of your body trying to do positions. Wild animals around. Other than that. The kink I'd say is nipple clamps. Thought they were more erotic than the pain, I turned out to be wrong.
Like and subscribe for more funny, interesting, and scary r/ask Reddit videos.